Is it too late to move to Vietnam as a foreigner? I've got good news. It is definitely not too late. As a matter of fact, it's getting better and better for foreigners to live in Vietnam. The visas are longer. They're considering a retirement visa. Everything is getting easier as far as obtaining things that foreign men like, the foreign foods. The culture is getting more used to foreigners being there. And they've got definitely lots of places as far as restaurants and services set up to help foreigners. But a lot of guys go there, and I've talked to them, and they don't like it. And then some guys do like it, and some guys are like, it's okay. So whatever the case may be, I want to tell you 5 positives that I know about Vietnam for me and 5 negatives for me. So maybe one positive for me, aka driving motorcycles, is something I really like to do, might be a negative for you because it can be very scary if you've never driven a motorcycle. It's a rough place to learn how to drive. Now, I want to tell you, there's a lot of YouTubers out there and they just say, Vietnam's great, it's fantastic, everything's awesome, this is the best country, America sucks. They're full of shit, okay? There are negatives in every country in the world. Why they feel this need to lie to you, who knows, maybe the Vietnam War guilt, that's my guess as an American. But I'm going to tell you the truth because Vietnamese don't care about the Vietnam War. I don't care about it anymore. It was before I was of fighting age, right? That was 50 years ago they celebrate the win for the North over the South, aka the Americans. So let me share with you these 5 positive things that I've learned to love in 6 years of living in Vietnam. Number 1. So the best thing about Vietnam is the cost of living. If you're not really rich or don't have a huge retirement savings or anything like that, then it's a great place to be. Who wants to pay $4,000 for an apartment? I'm in Seattle now. I understand what that is. I've seen apartments for $3,800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath here now. Are you kidding me? $50,000 a year for an apartment. So listen, over there you can live in some top-notch places. I've stayed in apartments in Ho Chi Minh anywhere from $200 for a nice, clean apartment that was shared 50-50. And I've gone up to $800, $900 for a high-rise 45th floor, beautiful view down in Vinhome Central Park. So at that price, that leaves me about $600, $700, $800 a month extra for food and going out, exercise, the gym. So that's enough to get by and also have health care. So for that amount of money, you're golden, okay? The great news is you can also do remote work. If you're not retired, you can do customer service. There's tons of English teaching jobs, and those are easy to work 20, 30 hours a week and have enough to have a decent quality life. If you want to be balling it, Vietnam has baller lifestyle too. That's another totally different lifestyle. That's where there's a lot of Vietnamese people who make over $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, and they can afford to spend $400 a night at a hotel. So it's everything in Vietnam. You'll be blown away if you've never been there, the beautiful places. Number 2, this is probably number 1 for most men in our hearts, and that is females, women, girls, depending on your age. So the females over there, thinnest women in the world, they're incredibly attractive, sexy, yes, curvy. And the thing is with the women there, it's a different culture than Thailand and the Philippines. They're much more serious about dating. They're much more interested in getting married. That's a positive if that's what you're looking for. I personally am looking for a real relationship. So Vietnam is good for me. It's easier to find women that are true, want true love, and want a real relationship. So Vietnam, I think, rules over Thailand and Philippines in this way. Number 3, the weather. I love warm weather, right? I love Southern California, Los Angeles, even Phoenix. It gets a little hot, but I love that heat. So Ho Chi Minh is great. Anywhere in the South, you're going to have nice, warm weather. Now, does it get blistering hot? It does not. To me, it's never blistering hot. It gets up to, I think the maximum highest temperature ever in Ho Chi Minh is 106. I don't think so, I know so. So it's not that super hot. It's not that humid in Ho Chi Minh. It's usually around 80 degrees humidity, which, believe it or not, is a huge difference between 90-degree humidity. If you've ever lived on the East Coast, I've been in New York during the summer, and I can tell you that is way more uncomfortable than Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh is not a jungle. It's 2 hours from the ocean, so it's not that humid there. The weather's amazing. When it does rain during the rainy season, it comes in, it usually rains about 15-20 minutes in the afternoon, goes away and dries up. It's amazing. You can walk out anytime during the day in shorts, a tank top, or a t-shirt. Go walk over to a store. You're golden. Okay, number 4, go back to the stores. Wherever you live in Ho Chi Minh, you can walk everywhere. There's going to be a 7-Eleven type store. There's going to be a street food. There's going to be easy access to pharmacies if you need to get something. Everything is so convenient. I remember my motorcycle broke down once. I literally pushed it about 50, 75 feet. The guy hooked up my battery wires a little tighter, fixed it for free. Boom, there you go. So you want to do anything like that, it's much easier. Haircuts, blah, blah, blah. It's always so convenient. Number 4, I touched on this briefly. The GDP of Vietnam has been growing for over the last 20 years at 6%, by far the highest in Southeast Asia. It just keeps getting more and more money coming into the country. They are the 15th largest country by population in the world, so they've got a decent workforce and they're growing and they are workers. Let me tell you something. If you want to be encouraged, which I love the energy of Vietnamese workers, they are up early, they're on their bikes, they're going to work. I've had all kinds of students of mine that, the way they work is crazy. They'll work 6 days a week, call me and say, I didn't study this week, teacher. I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I'm like, you worked 6 tens this week. And they go, I know, but I had some time. I could have studied English, but I was so sleepy. They're really, really driven people. They really, really want to make it financially in the world. They want to take care of their family. That energy can really rub off on you. If you ever feel like you want to be lazy, it really works and helps you get motivated when you see them work. Okay, that wraps up the positive. Let's get to the negatives. They definitely exist, and this really turns off a lot of men, and they don't want to live in Vietnam because of some of these reasons. Okay, negative reason number 1. My number 1 thing I dislike in Vietnam, the culture for the men. They absolutely hate it when they see foreigners dating a beautiful Vietnamese woman. So I get what it is, and you just kind of have to let it roll off. In Thailand and Philippines, it's just not a big deal. The guys don't care over there. But in Vietnam, they don't like it. It's newer to them to see foreigners, especially Americans or Western men with their women. It hurts to see them when they don't have a woman and they see how what they perceive as so easy for you to get females, Vietnamese women over there. So it is what it is. Just so you know, you're going to get dirty looks. Okay, number 2. This will be the pollution. Now, it's much, much cleaner than it was when you talk about trash on the ground. It's still not clean, but it is way better than the first time I went there in 2011. They are improving it. It's going to take some time. The younger generation, I've got students that go out and they do pickups out in the woods. Fantastic to see. A lot of foreigners do that to try and get it going. I know in Da Nang, you'll have groups of foreigners that go out, and some of the local young Vietnamese will go out with them, and they clean up the beaches and so forth. It's just like America did. I don't know if you're old enough, but we were kind of the generation that came in and started to clean America up. Where I grew up in South Dakota, it was extremely polluted with trash everywhere. And then our generation in school was taught not to litter. We had the Indian at the end of the night crying. So those are memories we can all remember if you're old enough, and it's changing in Vietnam. Now, the air pollution, unfortunately, is getting worse, and it's going to continue to get worse. Why? Because more companies, they need to move to Vietnam. They need power. And they need power, so where do they get it? Coal. It's the cheapest and easiest form over there. Yes, they've got windmills and they have solar power there, but they just don't have enough of it. So they have a little bit of hydropower, but they need coal plants. They're putting a new coal plant online in Vietnam, every 8 to 10 months. Their goal is 25 in 25 years. Hanoi is already brutally polluted. Ho Chi Minh has its days, but it is what it is. It's still not super bad in Ho Chi Minh, but it's not great either. Okay, number 3, noise pollution, aka karaoke. Okay, now this really depends on where you live. I've lived in some places where they've got karaoke machines across the street and they'll do it 3 nights a week, or worse, 5 nights a week, and they'll stay out there. Now the good news, it's Vietnam. They don't stay up that late, but still 11 o'clock at night, if you're tired and you want to go to bed and they're blasting out karaoke, yikes, not good. The second problem, there's 3 with karaoke. The second problem is the machines are the cheapest Chinese quality you can get. They've got these giant karaoke machines that sell for like $89, and that's everything. So they sound horrible. Even if you put Celine Dion on there, it's going to sound terrible. And then the third is, this is like a social thing with Vietnamese. It's so important to them to be able to sing. It means something special to them, and it really, lets them enjoy themselves. But they enjoy it, but it's brutal for you because most of them can't sing a lick. So sometimes there's some, I've heard some females on there, or even a few guys that can actually sing. So that does improve it greatly. But even when they sing, they've got the bad equipment. Ugh. So it's better if you live somewhere where you're not subjected to that karaoke. Think about that when you're booking an Airbnb. Before you book a month on Airbnb, I always suggest 2 or 3 nights so you get that idea, and then you can book a month. It's worth the extra 30, 40 bucks. Okay, number 4, negative, the paperwork. Now, the paperwork can be good, it can be okay, or it can be bad. I actually don't think it's that horrible, but I also have a lot of experience with it, and I'm kind of used to it. But you have to now, on a 90-day tourist visa, you have to leave the country physically, apply for an emergency visa to get back into Vietnam. It costs around $200 to $250 with the transportation to expedite the emergency visa. It's better to do it through an agency. They take care of the bus, the driver, bring some water, a sandwich or something. They're not stopping. And if you have to go to the bathroom, make sure you do it right before you go. And when they say they're leaving at 6 a.m., they are leaving at 5:59. Get there on time. I almost did that the last time I had to make a border run. The last time I actually went to Thailand, because for that amount of money, it takes about $150 off, which covers the airfare round trip to Bangkok, and I get to stay in Bangkok for 4, 6, 8 weeks. So I kind of like that idea of going over to Thailand, get that different vibe over there, and then come back to Vietnam. Okay, the last negative. And this can be a negative or a positive. It goes back to the women. You have to be extremely careful when you date these women. Vietnamese women are not looking for a new phone from you. They're not looking for small things from you. They want the whole enchilada, right? Thai women are happy if they can get a phone off of you or something, even smaller, some money, something. But Vietnamese women have pictures of grandeur. They want the green card. They want the big money. They want the car, etc., depending on who they are. And these are the bad girls, the gold diggers. Now, there are 2 types of gold diggers you got to watch out for. There's the ones that are easy to spot. A lot of them are prostitutes. A lot of them are just bad girls. They've got tattoos everywhere. Not a good thing in Vietnam. I'm not saying that they have a tattoo. I've got some students, but you got to be really careful. It's a red flag for sure. So make sure you're very careful. The ones you really have to watch out for are the ones that appear sweet and normal. So my advice is take your time, get to know them, date them, and kind of let them show you who they are over a year, 2 years, 3 years. My rule is 5 years now, 5 years before I get married again, because I can tell you, if you haven't been divorced, which maybe some of you guys have, as you guys know, it's the worst thing I can possibly imagine. At least for me, it's been the worst thing I've ever had to deal with. So yeah, it's brutal. Financially, your heart takes away years off your life. You feel like you just blew. Now, I'm not blaming this all on the Vietnamese girl I married. I have to take responsibility for that also. because I was the one that asked her to marry me. So as far as those things go, there you go. You got 5 positives. There's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. I still love Vietnam. I still love being there. Um, I have a special place in my heart for Vietnam because they really have good hearts. Now, that some of them, no, but a lot of them have very good hearts. They're very tough. They've had a tough history. They hear their history, especially the generation before the people you'll probably be hanging around, the ones that are 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. They went through some tough times going through that war and famine and starvation. So they're take that into mind when you're there. They've seen a lot, they've gone through a lot. They're just getting used to getting a little bit more money, and some people still don't have it, but it's a country on the rise and improving. If you're curious about moving there, please contact me. I'm going to open up a business to help people move, tell you where you should live. If you're a beach person, what kind of city on the beaches that people like, Da Nang, Vũng Tàu, and Nha Trang, as I said. There's Hai Phong in the north, Hanoi, big cities, and then you have Ho Chi Minh in the south. So there's a lot of different styles and where to live in these cities because the districts are very different, right? So anyway, any questions, put them in there, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it.